Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Out of the Park Baseball 21 Perfect Team. And week 2 has now been completed, and the great news is I have been promoted. Yes, a record of 93 and 69 in the regular season. Overall, that's 537. And we got the job done. In fact, quite comfortably got the job done and even made it to the playoffs. Unfortunately, we didn't go amazingly in the playoffs. If we just take a quick look at the playoff tree here, we did get the wild card game, which was nice. But then we got pipped by the Killeen Railcats 3-2. They actually made it all the way through to the World Series, the Iron Level Series, in fact, but got absolutely towed by the Raymond Landlocked Salmon. So, all in all, I'm actually pretty happy with that. And I think if we take a look at what we're going to be up against moving forward, we're promoted up into the bronze level. And I think the big difference this week was I didn't run into those really amazing teams with a bunch of diamonds and perfect players in them. Definitely a lot more realistic competition. And I'm picking that next week with 16 teams promoted, we've got a half-decent chance of getting promoted again. But obviously, that's a long way off at this point. But let's go ahead and take a look at some of the performers here in the team. And I could sort of tell halfway through the season that we're going to go pretty good. Our overall regular season was actually 87 and 75, by the way. I got that wrong. I included the playoff games. But overall, if we take a look at our batters, we added, I think we added two major players. So Jose Ramirez is the first one, the third baseman from the Indians. Some really nice stats right there. Great gap power. And how did he go? Well, in the end, he played just 27 games. 240 average, 350 on base is pretty nice. OPS of 105 and a WAR of 0.6. 2 home runs, 12 runners batted in. So for the short amount of time that he was in the team, he certainly was pretty handy. Zone rating wasn't great, so he didn't do fantastically in the field. Not terrible, but not great. So that was Jose Ramirez. The other one that we picked up was Giancarlo Stanton, 86 overall. Decent contact and gap power, but obviously that huge home run power. And really what I wanted him to be is just a home run hitter, and that's about it. Whatever he could get across the line there. And just taking a look at his stats right here, 27 homers on the season. He did start 132 games, so I picked him up fairly early in the season. But 27 homers, obviously 243, it's lower average, but an okay. That's average on-base percentage, decent slugging and OPS. OPS plus of 106 is good, and 1.8 WAR, so not blowing you away, but half decent. If we have a look at his defensive contribution there, not great at all. Zone rating of minus 2.8, and I really tossed up whether I was going to put him in the team, but in the end, I decided to go ahead and do it, and yeah, I don't know. He's sort of a so-so addition, to be fair. If he had slightly better defensive stats, I'd probably look at probably keeping him in the long run, but not amazing there. But if we take a look back through the rest of the team, the best on-base percentage was Jeff McNeil, who was actually an all-star. Here he is here. He was a silver slugger too, or they call it the platinum stick. So silver slugger and an all-star this year. And a WAR of 4.6. He really put some nice numbers on the season. 336 average, 370, 501 slugging's nice, 870 OPS, that's great, and 132 OPS plus. 222 hits, the leader. Is that league leader? I think it's league leader in red. 20 home runs, 78 RBI, so pretty happy with that. He played 2 positions. He played second base. He was not good at all, and didn't really play. He played 1 game at third base. Wonder why he's so terrible. Let's have a look at his infield rate. He's not terrible infield. I'm not too sure why he was so terrible from his fielding point of view. Anyway, his contribution was pretty good. Other on-base percentages that were great were Anthony Rizzo there, and Jose Ramirez, and Tony Congalero, who I think when I look at the offensive part of the team, I think he is definitely going to be the MVP here. 272 average, 347 is great. Slugging 544, nice. OPS of 892, great. 136, 5.1 WAR. That's a really nice number there. And it's on the back of 111 RBIs and 40 home runs. Really stepped up this year. If we take a look at his card, it's not there. Okay, for some reason I can't see it, but anyway, I can't see his card, but I can see his stats. Contact 60 is better than average. Not great get power, eye, or avoid Ks, but he does have that big power, and this year he really came on in leaps and bounds and did some good work for me. If we take a look at his fielding stats, zone rating of plus 6.8, I like that. That's a lot better. If we look at some other players here, so Tony Congliero, by the way, he was an all-star. I think Didi Gregorius was an all-star. He was, and a Platinum Stick Award also. If we take a look at it, compare the seasons, obviously he only had 101 games last year, 152 this year. So a few more bats under his belt. 31 homers, definitely stepped up there, and 101 RBIs. That is very, very nice indeed. 301 with a 334 on base. And 127 OPS plus. 3.8 WAR, that's very, very nice indeed. And a zone rating is not great at all. Why is that? You'd expect him to be a lot better than that. I'm not too sure why. But there you go, that happens. So let's just take a look at the leaders. RBIs, we've got two people over 100, Didi and Tony. That's nice right there. Homers, you've got Congliero and Gregorius. Congliero at 40. Then you've got Gregorius, Nevin, and then Giancarlo Stanton. Get it out, Mace, with 27. So all in all, a very much improved offensive performance. And if we take a look here, everybody in the positive from a WAR point of view. Probably do need to make a few changes, but ultimately we had four people. We had Tony, we had Jeff, we had Didi, and Anthony Rizzo was the other one here. If we just wait for the computer to catch up, who was an all-star, so that was nice. And Anthony Rizzo's put together back-to-back some pretty decent seasons right there. So if we go and take a look at our pitching, we're obviously pre-season, we picked up a number of pretty solid players. Clayton Kershaw, Strasburg, Snell, and Garrett, I think we already had, or did we pick them up? I can't remember. All had some decent, Garrett Richards I must have picked up halfway through. So if we take a look at the ERAs, nothing there that really blows you away, but you do need to look a little bit deeper into the stats. I'm just going to come straight out and say Charlie Morton, I think he's probably once again one of our MVPs, all-star once again, a WAR of 3.7. So let's just look at sorting these out here. Blake Snell was actually, on the whole, pretty solid too, a WAR of 4. So he's punching just above Charlie Morton there. If we take a look at some of his stats here, home runs per 9 of 0.7, that's nice. Walk, probably a few too many players, but Ks per 9 of 9.2. So he's striking out a lot of players, 105 ERA plus. So 3.73 FIP, so fielding let him down just a little bit. Once again in the starters, Charlie Morton, we talked about him, nice and solid right there. Walks a little bit better. Fairly similar stats there to Blake Snell. Strasburg, obviously, what did he get to do? So slightly more on their home runs, 1.3. Still, you handle that. Base on balls, much, much better. At 2, that's definitely acceptable. And Ks per 8.4, which is still right up there. 3.3 WAR's nice. ERA plus of only 94. So if we go back down and look at some of the other players, I mean, Jonathan Papelbon absolutely blew it away again. 1.84 ERA, 2.98 FIP, 1.6 on the WAR. But look at those stats there, 0.2 home runs per 9. So really did have, I think, movement's the one that affects that. So really stepped up to the plate there, so to speak. 2.9 base on balls. Let me just refer to my little chart here. What's my base on balls? Is it 3 or is it 2? Base on balls, average is 2.9 is what I reckon, anyway. So that was solid. And strikeouts are, there or thereabouts. So not too bad at all there from Jonathan Papelbon. We had some pretty good other performances right there. Keona Keller, he is just a 77 overall, 1.2 WAR, 10.5 strikeouts per 9. That's a nice number right there. And 10.3 strikeouts per 9 for John Henry Johnson. Didn't quite have the control though, so some other pretty good solid stats there. Madison Bumgarner, he's not really a long reliever, obviously, more of a starter, but probably need to look at moving him at some stage. So if I take a look at my team moving into week number 3, I'm probably going to have to do a bit of work in my relievers. And if we take a look here, Alvarado, who was a bit of a star in the first season, we've got a 78 overall there. Joe Kelly's a 76 overall. Keona Kelly, 77. John Henry Johnson, he is 82. And Madison Bumgarner is a 74. So definitely some room to put some higher quality players in there. I do have 5,700 stubs. I actually bought some packs, and who did I pull from the packs? Oh, that was Jose Ramirez. I didn't go and pick him up from the auction house. I actually got him out of a pack. I got 5,000 stubs. I just bought 5 packs, which, I thought, might as well do that. Why not? But I'll probably go into the auction house and look to pick up a couple of solid relievers just to help me out as we head into the new season. But all in all, there we go, ladies and gentlemen. 2 weeks completed now. And we've promoted up into that bronze division, so I'm really looking forward to some of the opposition I might have. Once again, if I look at the goals for this week, is number 1, avoid relegation. That's the first goal. Number 2 is get promoted, and obviously 16 teams going up. And so a good opportunity there to get up, depending on my opposition. And number 3, make the playoffs. And obviously, the big goal would be to win. But I think, we'll just have to see how we go there. But as time goes on, and you get more settled in the leagues, you're going to start to have a bit more, things are going to get a bit more equal in all the leagues, and it gives yourself a better chance to even make your way through those playoff series into the World Series playoffs and hopefully take a title. So as time goes by, hopefully I'll have a few more opportunities there. But anyway, there we go, ladies and gentlemen. Out of the Park Baseball Perfect Team. Week number 2 completed. Looking forward to week number 3. If you did enjoy the video, please smash a like button. Subscribe if you are new. And until next time, everybody, take it easy.